Yeah, let's go number 9. Because I think
some of these are going to fall out as we go. So
yeah,
no worries about that.
Yeah, I saw already.
One and he does. Flamey's gone down and out. Just perfecto and simple. He needs a multi-kill. First found. Twist aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting his shot. He's hitting another one. Simple. No, simple. That's unbelievable.
Did you expect them to like take it a little bit slower when they actually get into the clutch?
I expect them to discuss, you know, how to win this.
Yeah.
And when they discuss, I use my time to do some picks. Let's go number 6.
And he goes away from default because he doesn't want to get naded. He also knows there's a flank, and he also knows he needs position. Whoa! He actually gets the first one. He's got a chance. He knows Alu's up close, and he sneaks around. Oh, that's what we like from Sim.
So this tournament, it was right after Katowice 2019 major, where Ens beat us. Do you remember on Mirage? Where I didn't clutch it?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
It was it was so painful, you know.
Yeah.
I thought I would win this, and we lost in semis. And this was right next tournament, the same situation, 1-4, not a lot of time left, and they're pushing. I like to discuss mistake because mostly highlights do because of enemy's mistake.
So you're making a little bit of a comeback at this point,
after
and then this kept the comeback
After
going.
that, we won all rounds. Maybe lost only one.
Yeah.
But this was very important because they start to break us.
Yeah, this had to have been a demoralizing round for them.
Oh, this one.
You've got that emotional, the redemption arc in this one.
Number 4.
Well, that game turned into a knockdown, drag-out, slobber-knocker affair real fast. 25-21 is what the conclusion was, and ultimately it is Na'Vi that are going to be hoisting themselves forward to the 1-0 column at the end of this one. I welcome you back to the Intel Extreme Masters. We're in Rio, and it is live, loud, and ultra-lit, dare I say. It's lit! It's lit! Shout out Travis Scott one time. But truth be told, I don't think he could have forecasted just how lit this game turned out to be, Blay.
Yeah, I mean, look, for Vitality, that was heartbreak. They brought it back. ZywOo was having a rough game. At the same time, Simple was showing the poise, the polish that this guy possesses. But still, Vitality, they found help in the most unlikeliest of places. Dupree, of all people, stepped up to the plate. Spink stepped up. They got it so close, but in the end, mistakes were made, Matthew. You saw some miscoms coming in. A couple of clutches could have gone their way. This could be a very different outcome.
It's just that Na'Vi will force you into submission. That's exactly what they do. When it comes to the tight situations, when it comes to like the 30 seconds, they play such a perfect game of Counter-Strike. And you as a Vitality fan, I feel you. I know exactly how you felt. I was right there with you. You see this 3v2, you see the 4v2 from Vitality, you're thinking, that's it. It's a done deal. We're moving on to the next round. But if you just give Simple a sliver, you give him a shoulder, you give Perfecto a mistake, immediately they turn things around. Just they make it look like it's easy. They optimize the game. Any mistakes you make, they use against you. They never give up. Na'Vi had a million reasons to tilt off the planet on this game. Vitality came back unexpectedly, stayed the course, knew how they had to close rounds. Man, this is the highest level CS. Turns out it's against Vitality, of course, but hey, that's good CS.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it almost turned you from Maniac in the green room when we were watching to Manic. Almost. Yeah, basically. That was a wild set of events that kind of transpired rather in front of us. I'm just making.
I'm going to transfold if I see that game again.
There's a lot to uncover right there. Obviously, we can go through the highlights. We could talk about, you know, the performances, this, there, and the other. But you have to give credit where credit's due, Blay.
You have to give credit where credit is due, and one thing we know is Simple has arrived to the major. That was a vintage Simple performance coming out from him. And also, man, the kills he was getting was ridiculous, and we spoke about these two players, ZywOo and Simple, the best in the world, the freak versus the GOAT. And unfortunately, ZywOo was not looking like the ZywOo we've seen recently.
Look, today on the server we had one exceptional player and the best player in the world. That's what happened. Simple put ZywOo in his place. And I'm the first to be the ZywOo advocate. You know I'll fight for him. You know I'll represent his name. But here, Simple made a case. He made a statement.
Yeah.
Simple played the way a superstar is supposed to play to catapult your team towards in a major. He was the one leading the charge from the very beginning. He was closing. He was making the difference. He was clutching 2,000 kills at the legend stage of the major trades.
Yes, that's exactly what that means. So for Simple, it's a milestone. 2,000 kills, a 1.21 rating, an 83.5 ADR, and this is just during legend stages, dating all the way back to 2014 at DreamHack Winter, which was...
No, you know what? I would have loved to be there. I wasn't there, turns out.
There's a weird one there, wasn't it?
Turns out.
We don't really talk about
wasn't
that
meant to be.
Things were seen that weren't supposed to be seen there.
Yeah, I guess some people were seeing what they shouldn't have been seeing.
Some people were, yeah, fair enough. But Simple, though. I'll tell you one thing. He came in here today and he just went ZywOo, and that's a performance he delivered right there. Clearly the best player in the server, but you know, commiserations and shout out to Dupree, man. Like he's the one guy we keep saying, you know, it's Spinks, it's Majus, it's ZywOo, but he tried everything humanly possible to make it close.
I've heard some horrifying tribulations about who Vitality might potentially play next round. I'm not going to say any of it because this could be wrong. It seems like Vitality could have their work cut out for them. Some people told me they might face FaZe in the round 2, which would break my heart. But I'll just say, none regarding this situation. The fact that Spinks and Dupree play this way is an extremely good sign for Vitality.
Great sign
we want that because ZywOo has way enough credit, and we believe he will come back. We believe he will have these games. I have no doubt. Religiously, I believe. But for Spinks and Dupree, that is a good surprise. Fortunately, not enough.
Yeah, and we usually talk about the sort of Batman-Robin combo over there in the Na'Vi side of things, where obviously Simple is Batman in that scenario. That leaves Electronic to be Robin, and that's exactly who we're going to hear from right now.
Always a great game when it comes to Na'Vi taking on Vitality, and a lot of Mirage you guys have played in the past, but this was one where they started off so strong, both halves, right? CT side and T side, Na'Vi did not manage to get rounds in there. 4-0 start into a 5-0 start. What was going wrong at the beginning for the guys?
Много с ними Миражей сыграли, в принципе, в последнее время, и именно сегодня у нас обе началось, мы проигрывали сначала 4-0 за КТ, потом 5-0 за атаку. Что не так шло в эти моменты?
Но я думаю, что игроки вначале начали нервничать, совершали ошибки, которые не должны были совершать. И это стало следствием такой неуверенной игры в начале.
So the reason of such a bad start for us in the both halves was just players being nervous a bit, doing the mistakes they are not supposed to do in this moment, and yeah, this was basically the issue.
And then we got into the crazy overtime scenario, very back and forth. It wasn't ideal. What was going through their heads? What was the communication like, and what was the key factors to getting that win at the end?
Топы тоже были очень плотные. Что в конце концов позволило нам победить?
Наверное, то, что мы все-таки сделали свои раунды правильно, свои роли правильно сыграли и просто четко исполнили в этих раундах, да. До этого как бы все склонялось к тому, что мы делали неправильно наши роли, и мы просто обговорили то, что нам нужно сделать лучше, и свои роли, и у нас получится взять раунд.
So what was different from the regulation is that the rounds we were supposed to be winning, they were a bit hectic, people were doing some mistakes, and then during the break between the regulation and the overtime, we communicated with all the players so they know their roles, exactly what they do, and we basically did all the rounds we wanted to play without any mistakes, and yeah, this is what led us to win.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Bob.
And at the conclusion of what was Na'Vi, Vitality sets us up nicely in the arena. The place has been packed out. It turned into a little bit of a Furia waiting room in some regard, you might even say, because they're taking up Ints next in the first round of the Legend stage of this Swiss system that you're watching, the Intel Extreme Masters Rio 2022, baby.
got a lighting crew out here for you, mate. How you feeling? Do you think you're in your best light right now?
Absolutely. I mean, Madden looks like a true professional, right?
Does he prop you up in game like this as well, or just when you need to get on camera?
I think when I'm holding bomb site with Madden, my confidence is at an all-time low, so...
Any comment?
What the fuck?
That's what I was thinking. I thought what's the team synergy right now? Is there a bit of disagreement going on in the camp, boys? What's happening?
Possibly.
Possibly. Look, I know. Look, are you trying to do your best config cosplay here? What's going on? You're trying to cause some fights.
My leg is still fine.
Your leg's fine. All right. I heard that you were the class clown, mate. So do you have anything to say to that?
Me? No, I am the calmest in the team.
The calmest in the team?
Yeah.
You want us to believe that?
Yeah.
Okay. What's with the laughs, D-Huh? Turn the light. What is...
I'm not doing stupid things.
Yeah, that's why you chill. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard your name means like tenor. Is that true? Yeah.
I was not creative enough to do something else, so it was easy one.
All right. Well, while I got you, how far are you boys going to go? We talking playoffs? We talking the trophy? What are we looking at?
Semi-finals at least.
Semi-finals at least. All right. I like that. Is that the goal for everybody here? Is that everyone on the same page? I'm looking at Saw. He's nodding away.
I mean, I would say for everyone, my one is finalist at least.
Is it a failure if you don't make it to the championship stage, or is it already the fact that you get to play in Legends for another week in front of the crowd? Is that going to feel good enough? What's going to feel good enough?
No, for me, I want to make the playoffs, you know, because the last two majors we got the Legend stage and the playoffs. So now I want to take the playoffs, and after the semifinals or finals, for me, if we make the semifinals, I'll be happy, you know.
Just one more matchup over here on the A stream within this Swiss round of one. I welcome you back to what is the Legend stage. And of course, in doing so, I do have to set the tone and the pace for what is Furia taking on Ints. Furia, I don't know if this goes without saying, but definitely a fan favorite around here. It's pretty loud and they're pretty proud. Something special is happening right now, though, I think. And I think in that same notion, I guess we could just take it in. Is that all right with you guys?
That works for me.
Works for me.
Oh, it's something special. If you're not in Rio, if you're not witness to this, I don't know where you are.
I got goosebumps. I literally have goosebumps right now, and I'll tell you this. I don't want to be ENCE at the moment. That crowd, that is the 6th member of Furia right now.
Yeah, Henry would say they're loud and proud, which is exactly what they are in this moment, because I don't know, it's even hard to hear each other.
I can't even hear you right now.
What a blessed experience that must be for a player to be on the stage and have that kind of support. It's absolute madness here in Rio.
It is, but the absolute is this. There has to only be one winner at the outset of this. You know, between ENCE and Furia, we're looking at a matchup that holds a lot of weight for both these teams to step in the right direction within this first round of the Swiss stage, Maniac.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to set the tone for the rest of the tournament, and we've already sent some pretty nifty teams down there in the 0-1 column, and none of these teams want to be there for short race. You want to kickstart your Legend days in a positive manner. Now, Furia, they've had already a couple of alarms during the Challenger stage. It was that overtime loss against Big, which then they overcame. They rose to the occasion 3-1 now with confidence, and I could see them walking around. I could see how Questerado was soaking in the audience. I think they're ready. I think Furia's ready to play.
Yeah, I think we're almost ready to play too, especially when we find out what freaking map we're going to be playing. Guys, still in the best of one column, and that ultimately leaves us where, Blair?
I think it might be Vertigo coming out here, right? Like, Furia have been very comfortable with it. It is going to be floated by ENCE. It is indeed going to be Vertigo. Furia should be feeling very comfortable with this.
And that's where I wanted to take this. Furia, comfortable, Vertigo, you go, Maniac.
Absolutely. Listen, you have Questerado, which is one of the strongest anchor there is currently in the game. He had a fantastic challenger stage here. He's powered up on the side of ENCE. We don't exactly know what they have to offer. This is still, mind you, a relatively young roster. It's been 2 months they have been together with Valde and Senpaias. The latter obviously being supposed to be some kind of prodigy when it comes to the game. He's had a couple of stints with Movistar Riders, but we're yet to witness it in the biggest of stage. For Furia, Yuri said it to Banks, always playoff, man. Their team playoff, they don't fall before that. Why would they ever do it in front of their audience?
Well, ENCE said the same thing. We just heard over there from Dija saying, hey, you know what, we got our sights set on at least the semifinal split.
That is, that's quite a bit of hopium if you ask me. Look, I like this ENCE team. I like what Snappy's built around. Like I said, Valde, unfortunately, is no Spinks. He's a very serviceable player. He has a lot of tenure behind him. And then you have Senpaias coming in. Again, great CD side, struggling on the T side. They haven't really had too much time to really grow in to make a run as deep in the semifinals. Sure, they might take a couple of maps here and there. And also got to remember one thing, by the way. It's their first game here in the major.
Surprise.
And it's against this crowd. I'm telling you, nerves are going to be shown in the server and on that stage by ENCE.
And we knew it was going to be loud, Maniac. We knew.
This game was already being hyped while the Vitality Navi game was happening. It was just an already Furia chance were being scanned here in Rio. But here's the problem. The crowd will not save you if you play bad Counter-Strike. That has been proven during the Challenger stage.
That's true.
We've seen favorites falter. We've seen favorites disappoint the crowd, disappoint the community. So for Furia, the answer is still within their hands. It's still in the keyboard, it's in the mouse, the monitor, the chair, and the table, the heart. They still have to play the good Counter-Strike. The audience is not going to give them the W. It's just that little bit extra salt on top.
And here's the crazy thing as well for side of Furia, right? We're talking about pressure. The hopes and aspirations of the host country now rely on 5 players there on that server. And yeah, like Questerado, Yuri, these are the 2 players to watch for me. And at the same time, though, Safe, right? Like, he has had a little bit of struggles, and now with all the pressure on, is a player like Safe, is he going to be cracking underneath it? That, for me, is going to be kind of the win condition for Furia, and whether they have a deep run or not.
Yes, and the deep run has to start here. Again, this is just day 1, right? So the pressure doesn't alleviate itself at all. You start to look at this from a big picture perspective, which is something we like to do up here, Maniac.
Look, it is a bit of a paradox when it comes to the major and the format that we currently have, because true, it is only day 1, but mind you, you might be 0-2, you might be 2-0 after day 1. That is how much we are actually deciding. We're paving the ways. You could either have it the really hard way from B2, some people have done it, but why don't you go ahead and get a W? Make your life a little easier. Avoid that 0-1 bracket. That'd be great.
Man, listen, man, look at the teams playing right on the Legend stage here. It's going to be, for Furia, facing off against ENCE, this is the best opportunity they have to get that early W and get the lead.
I believe in Furia. I think the duo, I think Yuri and Questerado have shown enough. during the Challenger stage. I think with the public and the confidence they wrapped up in their 3-1 record, it's going to be a tough call for ENCE. I have Furia on that one, Trace.
Absolutely hard to go against the house here. Thank you very much, gentlemen. This place is ready to blow the rafters off at the top. I can tell you right now, the atmosphere is just a quite bit more than electric, but I don't think Humankind's quite there just yet. It's going to be Furia taking on ENCE, and we're ready. Let's see how this pans out.
Let's see, shall we, Stunna? Let's see what Furia can do now that they've got themselves to the Legends stage. Let's see what ENCE can throw forward, coming in cold as other Legends have showed up and fallen. Let's see just how loud this crowd can truly get. And let's see if the Brazilian dreams can continue with an opening day of Counter-Strike that's absolutely delivered already. We go into the 4th match of the A stream, ENCE versus Furia, a best of 1 on Vertigo, and Snappy's got something to say about it.
Yeah, I can barely hear myself think out here. It has been the Furia waiting room all day long. In the middle of that last match, they were doing Furia chants. And we get Vertigo, which is so special. I mean, it's a map that Furia have been playing for a long time. They've taken some big wins on it, and ENCE have also loved it. So what happens now? Drop will trade 1 for 1, keeping the advantage to the CT side for the time being, but it was never the plan to get the bomb down over here. And now it's time for the ultimate space creator to get involved. Art, he finds his kill.
Down goes Diha.
They're a bit slow behind him, however.
Matting gushed. Art's going to be racking up kills here. Needs the reload. Valda's pushing. Sunpius comes through with the kill. Yuri looking to control it. Where the hell's Queserado? He's flanking, coming around from elevator. Valda seems to know he is pinched because the bomb goes back, but Queserado will put an end to the hopes of ENCE's pistol win. It's a T-side start for Furia.
Yeah, of course, Art's going to play some creative round to open up the game. Ends up working out beautifully. A lot of moving pieces here, and chances for ENCE to get back into it. But you know what? They missed a lot of shots, man. They had that high-low peak facing towards short side. ENCE are joining us now for the Legend stage, but of course made it directly there. Furia spent a week in front of this stadium, and that has provided good and bad results depending on who we've looked at. It hasn't always been the case that that experience has been good. Today, of course, we saw B&E get dismantled, but we also Cloud9 come back against FaZe, which was quite interesting. So
heroic will smash outsiders.
Yes, yes, but
it's not a curse for everyone,
for sure. And for ENCE, I mean, they've played in front of crowds, of course. They have some stadium experience. They also have a new lineup. They had a really good RMR to get to this point, but their new addition of Valda to replace Spinks, this is something that's still developing.
And while we do talk about the fact they have stage experience, I've always been sort of critical of ENCE for being this team that really never embraces the crowd, never even tries to add it to their formula. And we go back to Antwerp, because again, not everybody has to be, but in Antwerp, you know, their semi-final versus Na'Vi, I mean, they, I think, just got trounced by the pressure, by the presence, and I'm curious to see as this roster goes on, if there's anybody who does step up to that role, or what, you know, maybe ENCE can do it without anything on their side. But Art, well, he finds the target. Snappy gets dunked on, pistols up inside sight, will try to hold the line, and Safe's just gonna do what he does. Sit around, keep him busy, leave ENCE occupied as bomb heads B, but don't forget about Madden. He can hit real hard. Won't get the chance. Queserado finds the headshot, bomb plant comes through from drop, and ENCE have been dodged. The threat of those armored pistols, nothing.
I will say that you take players like Kerrigan or Apex, and they just they have their heart on their sleeve, and people love that energy. And I really think it can be a boon to you to have the crowd on your side. I don't think it has to be on your side for you to win, and we know about teams like Fnatic who are never cheered for and had entire eras.
Sure.
What's important, though, is not playing worse when the crowd's not on your side. And I don't think it happens to be ENCE that crumbled earlier because they've just always been bad in front of crowd. They're just new. You know, they're just new. So they said themselves it didn't really matter. Maybe they were just worried about the match itself. It's very hard to read into everyone's emotions, but we know that it doesn't matter how much you're loved in this matchup. You're not winning over this crowd playing against Furia.
no matter how legendary you may be. And props to Snappy, I think, you know, kind of working on his career, on his legacy. How many rosters does this guy have to build up to keep relevant at the top of Counter-Strike before he gets the respect he absolutely deserves?
Yeah, first half of the year, he's on everyone's radar. People were talking about him, looking to end strong here, fall, winter, with the Rio Major.
Art right ahead of the util. Find out Snappy. Not a gun round yet, so not the most massive of entries, but I think it just does bode well for Furia to slot back into that comfortable place that they ended the last stage in. Art doing what he does. And now, having played a few matchmaking games, Launders, here in Brazil, I have to say, this guy has changed the culture of Brazilian Counter-Strike. Nobody holds W.
No.
No what?
No, that's not it.
Oh! No way!
No, yeah. Okay.
They love it!
Listen, it's not that he created the culture, it's that he's born of it, okay? Furia were born from the Brazilian pug scene. They epitomize it. Other teams around them in history have had players that have gone back to 1.6 and have brought a specific style that has some aggression involved in it. Art is the ideal form of a Brazilian player. He kind of lives it every single day of his life. And the team's philosophy is built on that. Those players that you saw that say Art taught them everything, they taught Art too.
Balled up, finally with guns in hand. Let's see if Ents can weather the storm. Safe, quick. 2 CTs on short, however, and Safe, well, one is low. He's gonna get engaged with it. Manage. Only gets the one. It's Diha who comes out from elevator to hold it, and we're into the even 2v2.
Yeah.
Silence.
Oh, a quiet moment. But there are other plans being worked on. The bomb is on the other side of the map. And we've also got a position where Cacerado can cause some noise and maybe a distraction. Jalil coming in with the op, not holding the God angle. Back in spawn will allow drop to completely cross for free.
Holding
the plant can come in, and this is actually a position, depending on where drop decides to put the bomb down, we'll know where Cacerado wants to come in on the lurk.
Sunpayas wastes no time.
It might be the prerogative here for drop to try to stay alive if Cacerado is going to come in through mid. We don't know yet.
He's pressed in.
Oh, full flank now.
Frag grenade for Cacerado. Maybe damage could be instrumental. We've got 2 smoke grenades, of course, for Ents. And there's the contact made. Sunpayas right to the headshot. Pushes the pressure onto Cacerado, who has been playing out of his mind for more than a month at this point. But with that tap on bomb, you see the desperation come through.
Oh, he's
now Sunpayas is going to stick, and Diha just senses him inside that smoke, hones in on him, and with the rifles, Ents will turn this tail back, as this will not be easy. Don't think for a moment that,
Wait, what happened?
No kid. I swear he got on with more than 10 seconds.
I swear, I thought he had enough time to pull that off.
Did that not feel like he had it from the start?
I'm not sure, man. I thought so, but it's so loud in here. I couldn't even tell. Look at the bomb, how far it's taken. Is there no kid in this situation? Oh, literally just comes down to the wire.
You're kidding.
Oh, my God. So the delay works. And they smoke out their target and take a little bit too long to kill him. Can't get back on the bomb in time, and Furia go up 4-0 here on T-side. They run over certain teams like Big. There's a couple of reference games this year where they've shown how they play their T-side is they post-plant and then they go a step deeper. And the key to Furia's success in some of these post-plant situations is now we know a lot of retake utility comes from Heaven on A site and from the Heaven on B site, and Furia will push into those spots and smoke deeper and make it so you can't even line up your easy Molotovs, your easy grenades to stop the bomb from going down. And they're very comfortable putting people out there to get that material in aggressive positions. And we're going to see a lot of Cacerado lurks through mid in this match 100%, whether it's A, B, or if it's a full committal in that direction. And for Ents, picking up Sunpayas, this is the guy I focused on a lot, watching a lot of his games on this map. And he starts off in almost every single position, but plays relatively tight to the center of the map and will hold angles, but never go too deep. You'll see him taking the odd risk towards A ramp. Sometimes he's opping from sandbags. Overall, though, he's not going to be a guy who will ever like flank with the up, you know, which is already a rare situation for anybody. But chilling on deep control is not how they're going to use him.
Yo, shout out to all the Counter-Strike moms. Shout out to Furia for getting through that with this by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah,
the time.
that's actually nuts, and it's just a very costly round as well. That's a mood booster. You think you lost, and you're given a gift. Art already having a good game is obviously a great sign.
Sure. And, well, he will be bested by Madden.
Oh,
He's got Yuri right behind him.
Yuri's trades have been insane, actually, so far this game even.
The consistent piece of Furia. Sampaius tries to come out with the Desert Eagle, gets hit pretty hard, but quad. That's the one M4. The weapon that had to succeed here for ENCE if they hope to recover. Safe's got the trade.
Great damage.
Sampaius just stuck behind green. Furia gonna fall away.
Yeah, CT's starting to rotate over, and Furia have a big incentive to press pause for a second, maybe attract the attention, maybe go back to the site, but let the CTs disperse, because the longer you wait, the more insecure they'll become, especially if they never had a flank coming in the first place and they don't have great guns. Now, they actually also have the incentive to go and pick up the guns that were dropped off, so that might be what Furia are preying on right now. ENCE would be happy to keep 3 guns into the next round, so that will be priority number 1. If it came back to B, they'll also be able to put up a hold. And it looks like a great call here from Furia as they pick the right site, and the CTs are spread out. But Valda, he's in a winning position, and he pulls that spray together. I think with,
barely any health.
8 health left over.
Listen, man, 2 of these 2 CTs could just get completely pushed over. A single bullet will get the job done on Valda and Sampaius. Valda slides out. Yuri unsuspectingly falls down to it. And now it's Cacerado looking for the clutch.
He was in immortal form in Challenger stage, but on 34 HP, you think no way.
They're already starting to pressure him with bullets. They whiz by. Sampaius starts to walk up. Oh, no, not this time. And with time to defuse.
Well, let's see.
Hold on.
Maybe they...
Wait.
Something happens. Okay.
We're good.
I think we're good.
Valda's going to find ENCE's first round. And, well, Cacerado, again, you know, had a chance, but felt like with that flank, they knew for certain. They knew for certain. They honed in on him. Just way too much to ask. Nice spray from Valda. Love the commitment to that one. And then the fact that he slides out, doesn't wait for teammates. You know, he did that entirely on his own.
And it has to be first bullet, right? 8 HP. His opponent turns right back to him. There's, of course, a chance he dies there. So a key kill, and Spinks, massive shoes to fill for Valda. Now, role-wise, personality-wise, it feels like a very sensible fit. But Spinks has kind of skyrocketed his stock this year into being looked at as a replacement for players of caliber like Nico, you know what I mean, in terms of how much output he had earlier on, and he's already picked up a LAN trophy as soon as he's joined Vitality. Valda has always been floating around the scene. He's a player who we thought during the Prime Astralis years there was always a chance that he could have slotted in to that main lineup, and that was probably a consideration for a long while. Of course, a very long time ago, was actually a dynamic duo with Glaive before Glaive even joined Astralis. But now he's found himself on an international lineup with some very competent players and a superstar IGL. I mean, not as an individual, but Snappy definitely holds his own. But in terms of what he's brought in terms of calling this year, I think a team that has the most set plays of maybe any lineup that I've seen, whether it's fast strats or layers on their defaults. And I feel like at first it was, you know, it was kind of doing maybe too many of the same ones, but then he just showed so much range as the year went on, got more comfortable versus all the top teams, and then made ENCE one of the most fearsome teams to play against. Last time that they played against Furia, it wasn't even the same lineup. It was over at Dallas, back with Spinks. ENCE were able to win there. This would be a huge revenge victory. And this is the kind of first round where these two teams are so even strength that you don't want to give this one up. You know that you could win on your best day.
Not with the likes of Vitality, FaZe already eating those best-of-1 losses. Again, right, the first day of each stage of the major, you're left at either 2-0, 0-2, or 1-1. And you do not want to have to be in a position to fight back with 3 best-of-3 wins. Not many teams can pull that off. So the best-of-1's a blessing or a curse. But we're back into the action. ENCE's first round win on the board by way of retake. Don't forget as well, right? They do that with just the one M4 over towards that B site. They collect the weapons from it. They get back over towards A, but Snappy gets caught out by Yuri.
Yeah, lurking around the smoke on A ramp. It's not a weird spot to be in, and that's why Yuri decided to toss a few bullets in his direction. Up here. Sunpius finds his one before the smoke plumes.
Molly on the opposite end, so utility blocking off both sides of middle. This is creating a great pocket for Drop to play in, but Flash interrupts his engagement.
Yeah, but they've got the CTs believing it's going to be the B site. No decisions have been made quite yet. We've seen some enormous rotations from the T side, and it looks like, yeah, they are going to swing back in the other direction. Happy to keep Valda in the same spot, ready to spot from heaven. Of course, they've already seen him do this.
Right.
But he gets a kill inside of middle as the lurker.
Yeah, too many bodies over towards mid, so they'd go prying in front for information. Caught victim by Drop posted on top of smoke. Last time Valda held this, but his opponents were low HP. This time, he's caught with a nade out. It's gonna underhand the frag. Negligible damage. Quesarado doesn't give a damn. Rushes in, goes for plant. Volley at his feet. Time starting to become an issue.
No further smokes.
Nope. Gotta wait that out. Need to wait. Luckily for them, smoke's still up on elevator. They press as Sunpius drop. Valda back in with another kill. He's been pretty big on the A site. Drop though. That is a big round from Drop. And he's one of those players that can go quiet, but when he hits hard,
I think he's a super smart player. He got the lead space on the team. I think he does really well in his positions. And honestly, he's one of the least talked about academy success stories. We didn't get a lot out of him in terms of interviews and stuff like that when he was on the come up. And since he's just slotted in as kind of a pure support player on Furia, he has the least attention as an individual. Of course, when you're in Quesarado or playing on your team, I'm not surprised, but he does his job. And he came from Furia Academy, which was not really promising outside of him for a long time. They took on the ambitious role of trying to create another type of Furia with a similar playstyle.
Madden walks away, posts up. Nice reposition here from Madden, and even better is Snappy on the aggression. Look at this, Madden comes in, chomps down Drop. Valda, he wants a piece of this puzzle. Trying to piece it all together, and sure enough, everything is here for the taking. Snappy's gonna come back. That's 2 more kills for him, and Ents obliterate Furia halfway up that ramp. I mean, fights on short, top ramp, and then just that follow through to give no chance to Furia.
It was the 3-pronged aggression that made sure that Furia, as they were moving forward, as you should in Counter-Strike, try to find your fights this way. They do a good job of being proactive, but never really committing to completely down the ramp until that final frag comes through. So it feels like it's just these apparitions floating around, picking off these targets. And in reality, Ents were being very active.
Another fast one though. Furia,
perfect.
Not gonna shy away by the looks of it. Art looking to hunt, but we've got 2 CTs on the short side. Trade frag. Madden gets taken down from the bottom of the ladder, and Art is fully blind, just left in the open.
3 CTs all spotted at this point, but they kind of want to walk towards the fight. Yuri, you're Rado here on the ramp.
It's a long walk if they try to take it to B.
Interesting one way it actually works out.
Headshot, a jump up. They saw that. Sunpius position known. The short player's out though. Valda, he's actually come out, extended into Henny, and sees nothing. Maybe he saw that departure. And so now he's between the 2 Ts. And being between them could be a curse or a blessing. He drops bomb, and Quesarado, who was once known, could have gone unchecked. Valda's still just doing his own thing, comes to the side of the yellow tarp. More damage through it. Oh, and a headshot to end it. But low mag, 3 bullets. Quesarado taking a big task, and so he'll stop to reload and give himself the best chance to finish the half health of Sunpius.
You can see he's trying to hold on to the info as much as possible, just in case a late rotation came in. Sunpius so low though, has no plans to try and go for this, and he seems suspicious of the big flank. Hasn't spotted Sunpius for so much time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since he saw that jump up on the box. So in Quesarado's mind, anything is possible.
But now he's running out of time to potentially go back to the other side if he wants to. He's going to take the risk. The AK is out for this much time. It's going to come down to the wire. It always feels like you've got a little extra to spare, but look who's chasing him in this direction. Smoke will go down on the site.
He's going to need the kill.
5 seconds, and I don't think he can plant this. He's not going to get off it either, and he doesn't die.
No.
Oh, and the bomb doesn't get planted. He stays alive with 1 HP.
No time.
Whoa.
Damn, I mean, in that moment, you know, you're trying to squeeze everything out of it that you can. I'm quite shocked that Quesarado was so afraid of the A site.
Well, he just didn't know where Sunpius was, so
just ran for the hills and nearly gets away with that.
Remember what I said, information's only good when it's new. Sunpius didn't show himself for any period of time after that play from Valda came in.
Well, reality check then. The life of the A site comes to an end. Great grenade damage already out for Ents. Looking to soften up Furia as they try to press their way through middle, and they have gotten beyond it somewhat. Art, ooh, more nade damage. He's lucky to even be alive. He stands still, and Valda ends him. There's a chase deep into CT, but all is going well here for Ents. Yuri back with some damage. Gonna hear that reload close left, but it draws him into Snappy, and so there's layers here for Ents on the mid hold, and everything there for Furia. Every step of the way was costly.
Hold on, that's very expensive.
Yeah,
and
I'll hold my breath.
That's Snappy and Sunpius low, almost dying in one spray. Quesarado thinking. Looking to give him an inch, just cutting off the rotation through CT to B, looking to reinforce if he's needed. But no mistakes so far from Quesarado, or sorry, from Ents. And Quesarado, well, he'll take matters into his own hands. Wrapping around, and I'm sure they're terrified of him. He moves slow, but with conviction.
Just trying to piece it together.
Oh my God, he actually did turn in that direction. Diha, he gets bored, he comes out, he ends. Game. Furia with a 5-round start, but now Ents are starting to heat up. They looked really shaky in terms of aim, but they've actually warmed up fast.
Nade off the map to pick up flashes, and
okay, well, it's a funnier story.
It didn't work.
You could always go for the funnier story. But with that, Furia, they've always tried to play like the underdog. They always said, if we play like Astralis, then we'll never beat Astralis. But now, they get to see Astralis, right? They consistently find the final boss in tournaments over and over again. They're no longer in their training arc. They're no longer in their underdog arc. People are watching how they play, and they also respect how they play as well. And so, in this last year, it's been about Furia trying to optimize little things to make sure they can keep up with top teams while also maintaining a semblance of their identity, which makes them worth watching and is the reason that they've been able to carve out a place. You know, when Furia asks why them, they know because they have an identity.
To go beyond the quarterfinals.
Yes.
You know, to not make it just the one-offs where you know you keep all your opponents on their toes, but they have that consistent win. No.
That is the cutest. That's the cutest logo variation I've ever seen in my life. Well, Furia will try to put a bow on it. They're off to a great start with the 8 rounds here.
They are.
And yeah, man, looking at Challenger, you know, there's a fair few people that thought, okay, this is just too much pressure. The team that gets into quarterfinals and loses, now they have to play in front of the home crowd as the best Brazilian team. They have the most expectations, and now there's a crowd in the stage that never had a crowd before. They could fall to the pressure, and they'd have every excuse, but they survived.
That they did. So far, so good at this tournament and within this first map of theirs, Legend stage. Ents have been waiting to get to Rio. Diha holds off that Tetris, but no kill. Quesarado gets him instead. Madden presses out. He's going to finish off drop. Down to 20 thanks to the nade. Well, Quesarado finds the headshot. Flash goes deep to CT. Counter-terrorists continuing to apply that pressure. Snappy coming at this so that he's busy. And sure enough, it works. 2 kills from Snappy. Fresh magazine in. Ready for another. He's got no support here at the moment. No teammate, but does he need one? Snappy finding that 3rd kill and pushing all the pressure onto the shoulders of Yuri. He's worried about that flank. It's been so long and still nobody else has showed up. Where the hell are they? Back towards CT and mid. That's where.
They're not in a position. Bomb down as it gets planted. 40 seconds, Yuri. Will even fake plant? No. He thinks and he knows based on the tendencies of Ents that they will give him space here, but they've also been good at coordinating on the retakes.
Sampaias to the left, goes down first. Yuri now headhunting as Valdo works forward, and he's got himself both kills.
What was that adjustment?
That's Yuri, baby!
Unreal. Perfect read on both peaks. And I talked about the coordination between Ents. They didn't have it there. Coming in from Heaven and CT, ready to take those fights on an individual level. And these two guys, Quesarado and Yuri, I swear I look at them and I can't tell the difference. Such composed riflers in every situation. Many clutches, more probably to Quesarado's name, as we can see, they're cut from the same cloth.
That they are. You know, and Quesarado finding this whole new level, this extra level that could go even beyond that of Yuri as of late. I mean, that is a winning formula for Furia. Valda, he's still inside of the short pocket. That's a CT molly he has to run back from, but Valda's still fighting.
Oh my God, Art saw him, turned away, and now Valda got 2 kills, and it's made this a 4-on-3 situation, but look what happens every single time.
You leave a crack in the armor, and Furia will flood through it. However, it's not as though they went sprinting into B, so they don't have these deep positions. Diha with the deagle, dropped. And now Quesarado able to cross into that site. Bomb inbound. It's been dropped for the time being. They're going to press in. They're going to kill Madden first, or so they thought. It will not come for free. Safe gets the cover. Continues to work forward. Bomb on his back. And they feel like they've got Sampaias pinned because sure enough, he is stuck. And now swiftly swept away. Bomb will go down. It's a 1 versus 2 here for Valda. He's the reason that Ents had any life in this round to begin with. Now, last post plant, there was nobody coming in from this flank, despite how much time had passed. Now, we have Valda on it. And we can see Safe turning back and forth, but that can make it awkward. The crosshair readjustment with the AWP. It's now been confirmed and spotted, and there's no kit for Valda. He does get the first kill fast. Safe down. Quesarado up next. And what do you know? It's another one for Furia. In fact, it's a pretty damn dominant T-side, because that's what they do. They feel blood in the water, and they rush forward with a 10-round T-half.
Consistent aggression, up with a third, and he's hungry for more. Oh, it's a collateral Zephyr leap, taken in one.
This is what we love. This is what we live for. All this energy. I think it's time we see how this second half goes. Scrawny Lawless, what you got for me?
Leave it to James to find a place in the front seat.
Yeah, that's a good place to be.
That it absolutely is. What do I have for you, James? I got a Furia 10-5 T-side here on Vertigo. A nice, strong start as Ence's individuals look like they had heated up and caught up, but again, it's 4 rounds at the start of the half. It's 5 rounds at the end of the half. It was just that middle of the pack that went well for Ence.
When we look back on the big game, the opener for the Challenger stage, Furia went to overtime and lost, and it looked really bad. They only got 3 rounds on T side. Oof. And of course, that matched Big, but it didn't win them the game because in overtime, Big pulled it together. But Furia here, 10 rounds on T side. Obviously, night and day difference, showing that they've improved on what they already knew. This map for Ence has been interesting. They've lost it twice recently outside of Eternal Fire. They don't really have any big wins, in fact.
Okay, Serato gets Gush, but check dropout inside, next to the wood wall. Ooh, okay, Serato, little bits of HP, but a big punch nonetheless. And he's not able to finish off the stairs players. So we've got Ents up the B ramp into the site with bomb down. Yuri and Safe. Ooh, looking to come through with what could be a critical early clutch. You pick this up, all of a sudden it seems like smooth sailing.
Release.
Smoke up for Yuri, throws it on top. And this is no gun round. This is gonna be pistols to try and spam through if desperation sinks in. But it's also no kit. So sure enough, Valda starts to pop off with the Glock. CT's pressing in, and Safe with Yuri by his side, jump on top of Bomb.
Oh, now they're on their comfort side. They win the pistol round in the second half. Things are lining up. And here's where it's about, do you see the finish line? Or are you playing not to lose? Furia have performed the setup stage to its absolute perfection. They get this retake going on in the pistol round. Oh, we got a cameo from Taco. Another legend of the game here at Rio. At the end of this challenger stage with Furia's last match, we had Fallen wearing a mask to sneak into the middle of the crowd, taking it off. That was a celebration. Amazing to have all of these legends sticking around.
Hey man, I feel like this is nothing short of a celebration of Counter-Strike. Brazil showed up.
Yeah, it's an honor to have this crowd in our game. I mean, this is insane. Ooh. So, well, okay.
Yeah.
Ents look to, they don't care. They don't care about all that. They want to win. Yeah, they're here to perform in the Legends stage. And Madden angrily swings out mid to take one out. Now, Serato, this is a classic position for him. He loves these angles, and he gets his one kill. A team kill out from Valda means it's actually up numbers here for Furia.
Can't forget about Art either, bottom of the B steps. He's actually the one that cuts off the other end of this. So had Ents bested him, well then, this site could have been already gone in its entirety. Safe, pressing in, Diha's on green, Valda dies in the back.
Oh, he saw his backpack.
He saw the shadow, and Diha still delivers, but not both.
Ooh.
No sir, Yuri stands up tall. His 17th and 18th kill in the conversion, but let's be honest, Ents with lesser weapons still just sliced through and almost overpowered that B site. Again, you know, Art's MP9 versus a Galil bottom ramp, man, that would have made a much more comfortable post plant. But because Art's still down there, they're not able to plant for it. They're not able to take up those positions. They have to stay here close. You know, does Valda really play on top of orange boxes if instead he could have been ramp? I don't know. But regardless, Ents will still bounce back off of the bye. We've got Galil's in with a singular AK and enough utility to try and test Furia early on this T side.
We will defeat the mercenaries. Planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. We must move. Smoke. Move, my brothers, move! Throwing a flashbang. Throwing a flashbang. We are going to do this. Move it, move it. I'm throwing smoke. Smoke! I'm throwing a flashback. Turn. Grenade out. Flashback. Flashbang. Activating the bomb. Throwing a flashback. They will not stop the bomb now. We will defeat the mercenaries. Smoke! Throwing smoke! Flashback! Throwing a flashback! Throwing fire! Smoke! I'm throwing a flashback. I'm throwing a flashback. Flashback. Terrorists win. These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning. Deploying flashbang. Smoke! flashbang. Flashbang. Terrorists win. Let's go. Smoke. Incendiary out. Throwing fire. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out. Throwing flashbang. Flashbang. Terrorists win. Let's move out. Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Throwing smoke. Throwing fire. go. Throwing fire. Deploying flashbang. Deploying decoy. Throwing flashbang. Diffusing. Oh no. Not going in.
Which I'm very grateful for. It's not something that I expected, to be honest. And yeah, now I'm very comfortable in the roles. I think everything is fixated, and yeah, I'm just confident to show what we can do.
Do you like my shirt?
Yeah, I really like it.
I know you wanted to say that for so long, so I wanted to get that out. When you look at the Legend stage, how much harder do you look at it compared to the Challenger stage?
I mean, it's much harder, right? It's the top best 16 teams right now in the world, probably, because they're all here for a reason, I would say. And for me personally, I kind of set it like a goal to reach playoffs, and then from there take it game by game, obviously. But I think playoffs is very doable. I think we have proven that we're a really good team, and yeah, if we keep playing like we did in Challenger stage, I think there's no doubt about it.
And last one for you, playing on stage in front of this crowd, what was that like?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, our game sadly didn't have too much passion, maybe, by the fans, because there was no Brazilian team, maybe. But I mean, even playing backstage and hearing them on stage, like the crowd is insane. And to be honest, I hope we meet Furia, because I really want to experience it myself.
Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate you.
Normally, you're not allowed to do this, but I have a special pass. Trace Stundog Saranthus, the big man himself. How you doing?
Pretty good. You know, we're just about to get media day started. I put some eye drops in. I'm not crying. I promise. I'm not crying. You're crying, Chad.
I am almost crying.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing? Just doing a little tour?
Yeah, I want to show everybody. What are you eating?
So I'm thinking a little bit of brown rice. Might slide on down here and grab some potatoes as well. But then you come down here to the meat section, which is where we've got a little bit, you know, some chicken thighs, and then we go into some chopped meat as well. So
you can do everything.
No, I mean, this is where things get a little more difficult right here.
You got to make the big decisions. Is this harder than the pick'ems?
No, the pick'ems are actually ridiculous. It's pretty damn hard.
Okay, all right. Yanko, can we harass you or should I fuck off? All right, we'll fuck off. Thanks, Trey. See you later. Hi, Heku. Bye, Heku. Keep my voice down here. We're kind of perving in on a bit of an interview with Gamer Legion and Cloud9. One of these two teams will be making it to that Legend stage. Gamer Legion, they've been turning heads since the RMR, a good start, whereas Cloud9, they're on the opposite journey, that hero's journey. We'll see at the end of the day who comes out on top. But we have to add a few more teams to that list, right? We have ENCE, another international squad, just like Gamer Legion, with some additions, some changes, maybe ones that were forced on them with Spinks departing the team. Valda coming in, some Pius as well from Movistar Riders. And the question is, will they be able to fill that void that Spinks has left? Signs at the moment looking good, but this is the major, this is the big time. And what's the complexion looking like now? Valda, we got a lighting crew out here for you, mate. How you feeling? Do you think you're in your best light right now?
Absolutely. I mean, Madden looks like a true professional, right?
Does he prop you up in game just when you need to get on camera?
I think when I'm holding bomb site with Madden, my confidence is at an all-time low, so...
Guys, I tell you, we kill them all. Flashbang. Throw a smoke. Terrorists win. I planted. left wing. Throwing bomb. Left back. Bottom. Terrorists win. Come on, let's go! Smoke! Throwing the flashbang! Terrorists win. Let's go, let's go. Throwing smoke. Counter-terrorists win. Let's go. Throwing fire. Laying down throwing. Throwing fire. Throwing flashbang. Counter-terrorists win.
played a tournament this size, so is he nervous at all? Is he playing